Okay, I hope you can see that okay. So this is just a quick run through of the BS curriculum. There's another opportunity if for whatever reason you missed this or any of your friends missed this, there's a face-to-face opportunity to go through this again on the 7th of August. We'll maybe see what we can do about making an announcement about that. You might have heard of it already, the BS Welcome, where we'll again go over it and you'll have more opportunity to ask questions and so forth. So this is meant to be a fairly brief sharing on some of the more sort of operational aspects of the curriculum. You're welcome to post any questions in the chat as we go along. I might not see them now, and I might only get to the questions towards the end or at the end of the talk. Okay, so as you may or may not know, I'm the director of the program. My name is Peter Todd. It says Peter Allen here. Let me get rid of that. Do not use Allen. I'm not an Allen. It's my middle name. I never use it, so it's Peter Todd. So I'm a associate professor in the Department of Biological Sciences. I'm a marine biologist, and I've been directing the program for the last 4 or 5 years. And my deputy director is Dr. Susan Owen. So she's also senior lecturer on the program, and she's over in geography. So as you know, BES is half geography, half biology. And then we have on the program committee, Huang Danwei, who's another marine biologist, and Gretchen over in geography. So Danwei's in biology, Gretchen's in geography. And then this is the rest of the team. So again, you see Susan in here twice, once as one of the directors, and then here as a senior lecturer, and then Dr. Trow as well. So these are so Susan's in geography, Dr. Trow is in biology. These are full-time lecturers under BES, and they'll be teaching most of the ENV coded courses. And they do their best to make sure that the content is interdisciplinary, and you will have lots of contact and interaction with them over the next 4 years. And then we have Sonia, who's the full-time teaching assistant, so she helps out in most of the ENV courses in one way or the other, again, supporting the teaching staff and supporting you. And then we have our senior executive, Kin, who's here with me now, so she'll jump in if I get anything wrong. And she's basically, she's the one who keeps the whole thing running. She's in charge of looking after the details of the program, making sure everything's in place. A long list of duties I'm not going to go into, but she's importantly for you, she's at the end of ENV Help, the email address that our students use for any questions regarding their curriculum issues or any of their study issues or anything for that matter. They can drop an email to ENV Help, and that will go to Kin, and she'll be able to respond appropriately. Okay, so some of you would have been to the Dean's events and seen some of these slides or similar slides before. And those of you at FOP, also, I think Leo kindly went through some of this as well. So there is going to be some overlap between what the Dean has shared and what the Deanery has shared and what was shared during FOP. So I'll skip over the more generic stuff. I think you know already what the course is, what a course code is, what a unit is, and prerequisite and preclusion. We'll make these slides available to you, so you can always go over them again if you are not familiar with these terms. But you will certainly become very familiar with them as the semesters go by. Okay, so the graduation requirements for BS XDP. So XDP stands for Cross-Disciplinary Program. One of only, I think, 3 or 4 now in the university. You have to take the CHS Common Curriculum, 40 units worth, 10 courses, which is 3 courses less than regular major programs, which will have to do 13 courses. So we've managed to shave off a few because basically some of our own ENV coded courses can replace 3 of the CHS ones. So you still have to take these 10 though, and there's some there's some flexibility around what you can, when you take them, and so on. And then you've got the program requirements, that's for BES, and then unrestricted electives, which I mentioned to you during FOP, the number of these unrestricted electives has increased. So particularly for your batch, which will give you many more opportunities for doing a minor and a second major and so on. Then you have these integrated core courses. So these are basically our own ENV courses. You have to pass 36 units worth of these. So the first 5, everybody has to take. And then we have a basket, what we call a basket of courses, of which you have to choose 2 of these 5 options, which is, again, an improvement on the previous curriculum, where there's a bit less choice. So we keep on, as one of our primary objectives is to give you as much choice as possible and make the program as flexible as possible. Then you have a field course to undertake. Again, we've made a change to this. Previously, you had to take ENV 3102. Moving forward, you will be able to take other courses instead of 3102, subject to approval. We hope to provide a list of pre-approved courses, and then if there's any other course which you think is suitable, you can ask us whether it can be counted. But basically, you all have to do a field course. It's just a question of which one it is and when you do it. And then environmental management in Singapore is essentially the last ENV course that you'll do during your time with us. Then we have common core courses. So these are evenly distributed between biology and geography. So GE courses are the geography courses, LSM are the life science modules, so these are the life science courses. There's a couple that you have to do. So these are essentially introductory courses, or what we consider essential courses. The geography one, Our Planet, gives you a broad perspective on the Earth. And then, okay, so the applied data analysis and ecology and evolution might not be so general about environmental studies and sustainability and so on, but it is a really essential course. You may or may not be aware of this, but you will need to handle data, be able to analyze data. That essentially means being able to do statistics. Some of you might not be wildly enthusiastic about this, but it is a key component to environmental studies. So you have to be able to get to grips with that. And fortunately, the lecturer, Ian Chan, who teaches this course, is fantastic. So don't be scared of doing stats, and hopefully you'll come out of it enjoying it. If you don't enjoy stats already, I'm sure lots of you do. Okay, so these are the choices that you, or the courses, the selections that you have in biology and geography, spanning 2,000 and 3,000 and 4,000 level courses. If I just flick back at one, you can see you've got to do 1 at 2,000 level, 2 at 3,000 level, and 1 at 4,000 level for both geography and biology. So lots to choose from, too much to choose from. It can be difficult to know what to go for. You can ask your seniors, your friends, and so on, read up on the courses. Some of them are more applied, some of them are a bit more academic or esoteric. It's really up to you how you want to make your path forward. Yeah, it would take me too long to go through all of these one by one and give my own opinions of them. They're all, fantastic courses, and there's none of them that we wouldn't recommend doing. So it's really down to your own interest. And then we have some for your 4,000 level, you have to do a research project in life sciences, or a honors project in geography, or make it up by doing 2 other regular courses. So again, lots of options and choice in your final year. And then this last one, pass 1 ENV recognized course. So these are the ENV recognized courses. So these are courses which are outside the geography and biology curricula. And you can see they quite varied across different departments and faculties. And this is really just to give you exposure to what we think are good courses, but are not fully under XDP. So lots here to choose from. And also, if you ever see any courses that are coming up around the university that you think are interesting and that could be included in this basket, you're welcome to write to us and mention, tell us that you've seen a course, and we'll review it and consider including it. So here we have an example study plan. Basically, year one, you're trying to clear a lot of your CHS modules. Same in year two. You will be pre-allocated some of these core E&V courses, such as E&V 101. This is your primer, basically, the Communications for Environmental Studies. This is the course which replaces the writing requirement under CHS, which is great. And then take one of your common core course that you have to take in geography. And then in year two, you might want to do methods and techniques for environmental studies. Environmental law, you have to do, you have to do all of these. They're all 2000 level courses. It's great if you can, you want to clear these as quickly as you can, really. They all provide a strong foundation for the higher level courses to come. It's possible to do your student exchange program in Sem 2 of year 2 if you're thinking that far ahead. The other popular time to do it is in Sem 1 of year 3. These tend to be the best sems because they don't clash so much with the other E&V core courses. And then by the time you get to year 3 and year 4, you're basically taking your choice of the geography and LSM coded courses. You've got the field course to do, and then you'll have opportunities for things like your research projects and so on. You talk about research projects, so I'm sure you've heard of research opportunities or undergraduate research opportunities in Europe is undergraduate research opportunity, that's based in geography. Europs is undergraduate research opportunities in the science, that's based over in FOS and Faculty of Science. And then Europes is undergraduate research opportunities in environmental studies, and that's the one that we run. All of these provide you the opportunity to do hands-on research that we strongly advocate and encourage you to do. It's not compulsory as it is in some programs. You don't have to do some research during your time with BES, but we really encourage you to do it. It's a shame to go through university and spend all your time in the lecture theatre and not get the opportunity to do some hands-on research that is self-directed. So these can be done at 2000 level or 3000 level. I think it might even be possible to do it in Sem 2 of year 1, but the curriculum is quite packed, so it's difficult to squeeze it in. And you can do it as a 4 unit or 8 units. So if you're doing it in 4 units, it's 1 semester. If you're doing it in 8 units, it covers 2 semesters, semester 1 and semester 2. And obviously the 8 units is a more substantial piece of work. Then when reading 8 units, only 4 units will count towards your integrated core courses. The remaining 4 units will have to come out of your UE space. Then E&V 3202, 3202A is our own internship program. There's a university level internship program as well, basically UPIP, which allows you to do internships anywhere you like. The list is huge. For E&V 3202A, the list is shorter. It's a curated list of just environmental organizations, agencies, companies, and so on, which we think are suitable for our students. And they tend to know our students and like taking them, so it gives you a bit of a head start there as well. So this is done over a summer break, 10 to 12 weeks. And listen out for the announcements and reminders for applications, usually sent out in November, December for internships for the following year. So, and also you can propose a company as well. So if there's a company which isn't on our list or organization that you seem to be willing to take you on as an intern, you can ask us to include that in the basket for 3202 and have that count towards that course. These are your university level requirements, so I'm sure you're familiar with these already. They may look somewhat disparate, and it might not be immediately obvious how all of these relate to environmental studies, but they all do. They all have. They're not presented or taught directly towards environmental studies students. They're directed to everybody who's taking them across the university. But all the topics covered in these 10 courses are relevant to BES, some more than others, but they all have useful components which I would like you to, try and make those connections yourself and go into these courses with an open mind. I think they're much more relevant. To be honest, I think they're much more relevant to BES than they are to some of the other majors in the university. So these are the 13 courses I told you about in related to the CHS requirements. For BES, you can see that you just have to do 10. These writing and the interdisciplinary courses are already covered by your E&V courses. And then if you're part of some of the college programs, whether it's University Town, University Scholars Program, RVRC and so on, then you get some other relief from the CHS courses. Won't go into that now. That's, for you, if you're in those colleges and programs, you'll probably know about this already. So this, again, you probably come across, this is university-wide, so 60 units of 1,000 level courses can be counted towards your fulfillment of your graduation requirements. Anything above that is in excess. It's not counted towards your units that count towards your graduation, but the GPA, they do count towards your GPA. 20 units for advanced placement credits if you're a poly diploma holder will not be counted towards these 60 units. So you can still do 60 units on top of those 20. So this 60 units includes all the essential courses. So minor, second major, and double degree programs. I'm a big fan of students doing a minor. It's easy to do. You should definitely do one if you can. It's only 5 courses, 20 units worth. And 2 of these courses, 8 units, can be double counted with your BES major requirements, if the overlap exists. There's some minors out there which there's no overlap with BES, and then you can't double count anything. But there's quite a few minors, things like minor in sustainability, in botany, GIS, in aquatic ecology, all of which have substantial overlap with BES, so you can definitely double count 8 units. So then you just need to take 12 units from your UE space. The other key thing is to keep note of is that 12 units from your minor have to be from outside your major. They can't be, so all those, and unfortunately BS has a big basket of LSM and G coded courses. It has to be outside of all of that. And 12 units have to be earned courses when in the US, so you can, you have to do at least 3 courses in the US. You can't do them all abroad. You can declare up to 2 minors. Be careful about timetable clashes and trying to squeeze too much in. Also keep in note that although you can double dip, you can't triple dip anything. So it's impossible to triple dip anything, say from a course that counts towards 2 minors and your major. That's not allowed. So no triple dipping at all. Okay, so some minors are open. You just sign up for them. Others are restricted and might have an interview process and so on. That depends on the minor. Most are open these days. You're not allowed to declare your minor beyond the 5th semester. So that's halfway through your 3rd year. So don't leave it too late. And there's no penalty if you don't complete the minor, if you drop. If I don't want to use the word dropout, if you don't complete for whatever reason, which sometimes happens due to timetable clashes and so on, there's no penalty. Nobody ever knows that you took the minor and that you didn't get it. So it makes sense to actually sign up early on. Second major is a very similar story to the minor. It's just twice as much work. So double the amount of units. You need 40 units. 4 courses can be double dipped. And 24 units must be distinct from your major. So this can be a bit harder to do. Obviously, it's a bigger commitment all round, but you have the UE space to do it, and it's definitely easier now than it was in the previous cohorts because we've created a bit more UE space to make it easier to do a second major, and of course it looks great on your CV. And it means you can really get stuck into something. Minors tend to be fairly, I don't know about superficial, but you don't do a minor and come out of it being an expert, but doing a second major and you can build up some real expertise. And yeah, it looks great. I mean, it's definitely a CV booster. Double degree program is a bit more complicated again. So degree program is a much bigger undertaking and requires 5 years to complete. So if you want to do this, then come and talk to us about it. It takes substantial planning to be able to do a double degree. And to be honest, I think out there in the working world, not many people realize the big jump from a second major to a double degree. They don't necessarily see, it's not immediately obvious the amount of extra work it is. So my personal recommendation would be a second major. Okay, again, I think quite a lot of this is overlapping with what you've seen elsewhere. So I won't go into this in any detail. The grading system you're probably aware of already, or you should be, and how the GPA is calculated. Your degree classification. So, I mean, it's good to keep an eye on this if you're on the borders. So if you're at 3.9, then you might want to, push yourself a bit hard to get yourself over 4 so that you can jump up a degree classification. So the university things have changed hugely over the years I've been here. I think I remember when they brought in the grade 3 semester and now the grade 3 year, that how fantastic this was that our students were no longer burdened with first year courses that they maybe didn't score so well in, and then that was stuck with them throughout. In 15 years ago, that was it. Every course counted and there was nothing you could do about it. Whereas now, if you didn't do so well for whatever reason, you can SU it and it doesn't count towards your GPA. And this is fantastic. It's really good for, because your first year of studies, it's obviously quite stressful, lots of things to get used to, and it's not unusual for students to mess up a course or two and just not do very well. And basically, it just doesn't hang with you for the rest of the duration of your degree, which can really make the degree quite miserable. If you did badly in your first year and those grades stay with you, it can be hard to keep your enthusiasm up. So that's not an issue anymore. So use them wisely. Again, talk to your seniors about how to maybe strategically use your SUs, but don't save them all up as well. I would use them fairly freely in your first year. Advanced placement credits, so those for holding a poly diploma. You'll be probably familiar with this already. It's been covered, I think, by the Science Dean's office. If you have any specific questions about this, just write to E&D help, and we'll happily deal with any issues you might have. Okay, I'm not going to go through all these options of how to use your SUs and so on. Again, the slides are there for you to go through them carefully and study them carefully on how best to make use of your SUs over your first couple of years. Be aware of what your grades mean in relation to basically if you have a D grade, then this is a problem to be avoided. So definitely try and SU any D grades that you might have. And keep note that your SU options cannot be exercised for 2,000 courses with NUS courses as prerequisites, and courses of 3,000 level and above, and also courses which are dropped with a WF grade. And if you've been caught plagiarizing, which I'm sure none of you will, or have a revised grade based on the Board of Discipline's decision. So avoid all of this, please. Workload policy limit to 5 courses workload, up to a maximum of 23 units for freshmen in year 1 and semester 1. So you can't overload in your first year. Courses read in first year will depend on whether you need a bridging course, whether you need to build up your English skills, and then the rest will be filled with essential courses and your CHS courses. If you're involved in these other special programs, then you've got a 6 course. You can increase your load a bit by 1 course. So bridging courses, LSM 3101, exempted for students who have read H2 biology and obtained a grade D and above, and exempted for students who have read biology for IB program. General bio has been allocated to year 1 students that do not have this H2 pass or IB. So you'd be pre-allocated. I'm sure you know already if you're doing the bridging course. And then if for polytechnic students, only students who possess a diploma accredited by BES are allowed for admissions into BES. So again, you would know by now whether you're in or not. So English qualifying test, university level requirements must be filled before graduation. If you do not possess the necessary English language qualifications and not been exempted from the QET, you're required to sit it by the Centre of English Language Communication. And you'll get a band 1, band 2, or band 3. And this depends on whether you have to do some additional courses. So if you're band 1, you'll have to do ES 1000 and SEM 1, followed by ES 1000, 1103, and SEM 2. Ideally, you'll get through with a band 3, and then you're exempted from your English courses. All BS students are pre-allocated ENV 3202 in year 1, semester 1, except for students who do not pass the qualifying English test, will be required to read ES 1000, ES 1103. So these are a prerequisite for ENV 3202. If you do not pass the QET. So this is the how it kind of looks. So this is what you'd have to be doing if you get your band, if you only get band through band 1, band 2, band 3 exempted from ES courses, you go straight into your ENV 3202. Okay, so again, a tree to help you understand what you need to do if this combination of ES courses and the bridging course. So if you have to do your bridging course and you have to do ES courses, then this is the sort of the longest route. Hopefully you don't have to do a bridging course and you don't have to do any of the ES courses, and you can dive straight into your ENV courses. So ENV 111 is pre-allocated, ENV 3202 is pre-allocated, so this means you don't have to worry about these. 111 combination of lecture and tutorial. 2302 is lecture, but they're pretty, they have a tutorial feel about them. And then you have your CHS courses and so on. Most of the courses are some mixture of lecture, tutorial, and then for the more physical geography and biology courses, they might have practicals as well. So for your action, you can try simulating your timetable in NUS mods. This is a really good exercise to do. Try and avoid clashing with courses that among your courses. Something to please keep in mind is that we can't avoid sometimes we can't avoid timetable clashes between LSM coded courses and GE coded courses. There's a lot of biology modules, there's a lot of geography modules. It's incredibly difficult just doing the timetabling for just the geography modules, for example. And so there's no way for them to integrate those with the life science modules as well. We do try and disentangle the ENV coded modules as much as possible, but there will be clashes, and it's just something that you have to bear with. So even though you might come up with a fantastic plan for 4 years, it might not pan out like that because of clashes between courses. And also keep in mind that although we have this long list of courses in the BES program, you can take all of those courses towards your BES major if they are offered. but not all courses are offered all the time. So you might see a course that you fancy, you want to do it in SEM 2 Year 2, but then discover, or you can't see it being listed in NUS mods, where has it gone? And it could be that the lecturer has retired, or is sick, or is taking sabbatical, or for whatever reason that course is not being offered that year. And there's nothing that we can do about that. We can control our own ENV coded courses, and of course, if for any reason whatsoever one of those courses is not available, then we'll let you know as soon as we possibly can, and generally we'll try and substitute or find some way around it. But we can't do that for the other courses which are outside our control. So those geography courses, the biology courses, and then those other courses from around the university, if they're offered, you can take them. If they're not offered, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about it. Maybe, hopefully, will be offered the next year. So submit your academic declaration plan from July 15th to 19th of August. So you've got a decent sized window there to get it done, but don't, as with all things, try and do it as soon as you can. Round 1 of course registration period begins on 22nd July. But remember, a lot of your first year courses are pre-allocated. Other matters, note that your matriculation number is unique. It's not the number reflected on your NUS student email address. Course information we post on Canvas, so make sure you can access Canvas. That's where all your information will be, where all the lecture notes will be, and so on. It will take you a little while to get used to using Canvas, but it's quite a powerful tool once you're familiar with it. You'll be required to check on your NUS student account for regular updates and actions for to be taken during course registration period and other administrative matters. So check your NUS email every day, basically. For the staff, we use email a lot. We've always got our email open, and it sometimes surprises us that our students aren't always checking their emails. So that's fine, but at least check every day, because so that you don't miss out on opportunities and you can see what's going on, and if there's been some change in your course or something's not happening for whatever reason, then often the email is the quickest way of finding out. So any issues that you have, then please write to ENV Help. That's the one-stop point for anything that might come related to BES. Most of you will have other avenues in relation to student life and so on, but you're welcome to contact us through ENV Help as well. You can also contact any of your lecturers directly, or even the program committee, the directors. You can contact us directly as well if you want. Anything that Kin might not be able to deal with immediately, then she will know who to turn to find out the information that you need. And yes, be clear about who you are and what year you're in, and what your issue is. Be clear with what you need, please. And then last thoughts for myself. Keep in mind that your lecturers they are also your examiners. So they're not going to tell you everything that you need to know. They will make you work for it. So you have to work out what they want. Push yourself to make your own learning opportunities. There's lots out there to do. Take those opportunities. There's really too much out there, so you also have to be a bit strategic and a bit careful not to overdo it. But be bold. Take some risks. Manage your time well. This is maybe the biggest challenge with getting through your degree successfully, is time management. So don't try and squeeze everything in. And if you're just simple things, if you're given an assignment early on in the semester, then just get on and do it. Use of primary literature, so use your university as an academic environment, so you're needing to use your research papers should be what you're reading. Books are fine, but websites not so much. So try and draw from the primary literature, learn how to cite well. Every paper that you're submitting now should have some citations in there. So learn how to reference properly and so on. Whatever you do, don't plagiarize, and don't be sloppy with your paraphrasing as well. That will really get you into a lot of trouble. Don't be afraid to ask for advice about your studies, careers, student life, and so on, using ENV help or directly to us. Don't be afraid to ask for help if things get too difficult. There's lots of support mechanisms across the university, and our doors are always open. We're always happy to chat face to face. You're going to have your BES buddies to support you. You'll be allocated a mentor from the BES team, from the program committee or the teaching team. So you will have somebody that you can, that you'll be able to turn to if you need some support. And I think that's about it. Any questions at all? Q&A. Will the bridging course be counted under UE? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it counts under anything. Can you confirm?
I'll have to check, but yeah, I think maybe I'll just email all the students and let them know. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's outside of everything.
Same. But yeah, I'll check.
Any other questions at all? So we'll be sharing these slides, is that right, Kin?
Yeah, we can do that maybe on Canvas once everyone is there.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, please do join us for the event on, what's that event called, Kin? The one on the 7th of August? I think it's a welcome. I've got BES welcome written here, so I'm not sure what its official name is. So there's an opportunity there to talk to.
Yeah, Faculty Welcome Day.
Faculty Welcome Day. Okay, so BS is part of that Faculty Welcome Day. Okay, another question. I was wondering, since the double degree requires you take it from different disciplines, the BS, are we able to do a double degree only in BA, or is a BSc acceptable too? Good question. I'm not sure. Kin, another one for you to find out.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Remember that the Bachelor of Environmental Studies is not a BSc and it's not a BA. It's neither. It's a Bachelor of Environmental Studies. That's your degree. So based on that, both BSc and BA are outside, are different from BES. So it shouldn't be an issue. Keep in mind that, so just remember that BES is administered from FOS because because of the way that faculties work and so on. It has to be there has to be a center of administration to run the program. But in every other way, it's a joint program between biology and geography. So it's not a science degree. It's between both faculties, which of course now is the College of Humanities and Sciences. So now it's a joint faculty anyway. Yeah, so the connection with FOS is administrative. Any other questions? Well, if you're anything like me, you'll probably think of a question as soon as I close this down. If you do, feel free to write to ENV help. Aha, got one here. There's no such thing as the writing mods clash. You will have to do. I think you have to do the SPS writing mod, and you'll have to do the BES writing mod.
Oh wait, no, the revised curriculum says that the incoming cohorts onwards don't have to do the CHS writing course.
Yeah, no, this is a BES writing one.
The BES writing. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so this is communications and environmental studies, right? I think that's what Tiffany's referring.
Oh yeah.
So these are independent. So for instance, the SPS writing course won't satisfy the ENV. Basically, ENV the 2302, is it the communications and environmental studies?
2302, yeah.
Yeah, you have to do it anyway. You have to do that for BES. It's a compulsory course. Whether the SPS writing course is a compulsory course at SPS, I'm not sure, but I think it probably is. So you have to do both. But you definitely have to do the BES one. hopefully you'll come out of it as a fantastic writer and communicator. Any last questions? Okay, if no more questions, I would like to thank you again for joining me today. I hope it's been useful. Again, there's lots of information available online. Any queries, just write to ENV help. And then if you want to talk about things face-to-face, come along to the event on August the 7th. Anything else from Kin at all?
No, I think I'm good.
Did I see Ambit come in before?
Yeah, he popped by for a bit.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. Then I look forward to seeing you in the coming semester if I don't see you before. Okay, bye now.